You know what? I think the best way to start anything is to begin at the end. Let me explain. I am doing a monthly reset for May, so I want to plan my May, right? I actually need to think about where I want to be at the beginning of June. So I need to think about the end of May and what I will have accomplished, done, dreamed about doing, all the things before I can plan the beginning, the middle, and the end of May. So I have this pin. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I have this pin. It is from the Clan Kennedy. Last name is Kennedy. It's the motto for the Irish-Scottish clan. It kind of goes back and forth. Are they from Ireland? Are they from Scotland? Did they move? Whatever. The pin says, "Forgive my pronunciation. Avise la fin." And basically what that means is consider the end. For the last 10 years, I have been working as a project manager and a facilitator. And with projects and with facilitation, we always think about what success looks like at the end of the project. So I want us to consider using that aspect of project management to look at what success looks like for you. Hi, and welcome. I'm Amy Kennedy, and I'm here to remind all of us that we can live a creative, fulfilling, productive, magical life at any age. And it starts with taking control of our schedule. Because if you don't schedule your life, life will just schedule itself, right? You'll just get swept away by life and everything that can happen. Today I'm going to share 3 main tips as to how you can schedule your May and reset for any month. Unfortunately, tip 1 is not the fun one. It's not the fun one, but it's the one where I think it's important to begin. You have to schedule the admin, the tasks, the to-dos first, right? So you have to schedule in cleaning, laundry, grocery shopping, your appointments, work if you're still working, anything like that, anything you know for sure that you'll have to do. I'm also going to schedule in visit with my in-laws either on Fridays or Saturdays, so I will schedule that time in as well. We clean on Sundays. It's just what we do. So I know my Sunday mornings are filled. Now, does that mean I don't sometimes go on a trip and it's for the weekend? The cleaning on Sundays doesn't stop me from going on a trip with a friend for the weekend, just so you know. But it's still important to put those in, just so you've got them for your everyday things. It'll just help you feel more in control. Number 2, what is my intention, or how do I want to feel for the month of May? Now, maybe you're thinking, we just went from like admin, tasks, laundry, groceries, to all of a sudden we're out here in the woo thinking about how do I want to feel? Yes, we are. And this is why it's important and also helpful for your planning. First, you have to be open to coming up with an intention. Say your intention is you want to feel more connected. So your intention is to feel connected during the month of May. Then you know that you'll probably want to schedule some lunches with friends or family. Maybe you're also trying to save money. You'll want to schedule some FaceTimes. Maybe you'll schedule some learning. There's always free learning at the library that you can sign up for. Maybe your intention is to feel more creative. So then you'll want to have time in your day for sketching or writing or organizing your crafting supplies. My intention for May is to be devoted to my dreams. And the key word is devotion. So if I find myself procrastinating or not wanting to do the things that I thought I was going to do, I can remind myself of my intention for the month and remind myself that I want to feel devoted. And whether, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm being devoted to myself or my dreams, it's one and the same, right? But I catch myself and remind myself that devotion is the thing. And that should then pivot me back to wanting to do those things or to get back on track. I'm also not saying that if you plan your month out, there aren't going to be pivots for certain weeks, but we can go into that in a later episode. I really believe as women, one thing that we crave the most is a modicum of control. Maybe that's just me. I'd love it if you left a comment and told me you either agreed or disagreed or what you feel is one of your main things that you crave. I'm not saying it's the only thing we crave. I'm just saying that we do crave more control in our lives because whether you have children or not, whether you're married or not, whether you're working or not, life has a tendency to life us, right? And suddenly we just feel like we're being swept away with everybody else's plans or thoughts or worries or catastrophes, and we don't really have control over our own selves or schedules. Okay, off my soapbox. This is also a good time to remind you, if you haven't already, I would love a subscribe and a thumbs up. All right, tip number 3 is back to project management. What does success look like for me at the end of the month? What will a successful May look and feel like for you? That's obviously a personal statement for you. For me, it's a couple of different things. Because I've cheated and jumped ahead, I like to work in quarters. So I know that before the end of June, I want to have published my first book. So in May, there's things that I need to do in order to be in a good position to do that in June. So for me, success looks like a completely edited book. Now, that doesn't sound very sexy, but it is for me. I want to add a little bit more. Success looks like, looks like I devoted the time that I could on the projects that fill me up. That's maybe a little wooey. I don't care. It's personal, right? So now we're actually ready to work backwards. Okay, we're going to do this with a big calendar page. Okay, so we're going to start with the end, but first we have to start with admin. I'm doing it on this, and I'm happy about that because then when I fill in my real planner, I'll have all the things in there, and then hopefully I don't make mistakes. I hate cross-outs in my planner. So admin. So right away, anniversary. How? 28 years. It's a Saturday. The following day, Mother's Day. Probably still gonna clean that day. That's just the way it rolls. Oh, so I'm just gonna have clean, clean, clean. Now, we're typically always done before noon, so that could be if I need it, right? What else is happening in May? Memorial Day. Okay. That is a Sunday. I'm not going to worry about that. I don't think I have any appointments. But because I'm not fully retired, I'm in phased retirement. And very grateful and happy for that. But I have to mark off those days. And I do have 2 full days a week that I am working full time. And as my friend Cindy says, I'm stupid in the evening. So she likes to work on things early in the day because in the evening she just doesn't have the brain power. And I am 100% with her on that. Sometimes I try to do creative stuff and all I want to do is just veg in front of the TV. We have to be honest with ourselves if we're going to plan. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I know that they're off the table. And then Thursdays, I have half a day. It's just, sometimes I don't know if I'm working in the morning or the afternoon. It's fine. I don't know why I'm boring you with that. So I know that those are off the table. I know that these are more than likely off the table. I'm not going to try and fill anything in on my Sundays after cleaning just yet. I want to see what I can get done. My intention is to feel devoted to my dreams and to myself and to myself. So that's my intention. I will put that in my planner. And in fact, I will write that above every week as well, so that it will help remind me why I put these things in my planner to begin with. So that's my intention. Got my admin, got my intention. Now I know that I want to, my actual success is fully edited book. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I have developmental edits done. It's basically just like line edits at this point. Okay, so the other thing that's important to know is what days I know I have free. In other words, what days my husband is at work when I'm at home. Because then it's really free. Okay. So Mondays and Thursdays, I'm doing it this way because it's whichever morning or afternoon, which I will tie in. Now Fridays, oh yeah, that's right, that admin, because sometimes we do lunch, so it might be like a 10 to 1. Or it might be over here, a 10 to 1. I just realized I wrote it on our anniversary. And then I know, no matter if it's on a Friday or a Saturday, I have the afternoon to do something. I also know that if we don't have our in-laws over for lunch on Friday, but we go to their place to see them on Saturday, this 10 to 1, leaving it there, still gives me sort of that, if my husband wants to work on the porch and I would work with him on it, or we're doing something else, that's that time that we can do together. So then I know that the afternoons, I do have time to work on something, as long as it's before the evening, before I get stupid. So this is the time I have, and I know that. And now I can look at what success looks like, and I can schedule in what I'm going to do on those days. I won't actually do it right now. I'm sure it would not be that interesting at all. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's okay. I'd love to know what your main thing you want to work on or play with or feel for May is. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know that. And my hope is that you actually have fun resetting your schedule for May or planning out your May, and that you too can feel a modicum of control. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.